Hi everyone, today I'm going to tell you about the first research project I was a part of. It was a study published back in 2024. You can see my name in that little red bubble up there. And this research project investigated the effects of cleft lip and palate, so that common facial malformation that occurs in 1 out of every 700 live births worldwide. And we wanted to see how this malformation impacts the visual and the neural responses from adults when looking at babies with this cleft lip and palate as compared to infants without one. So we know that infant faces rapidly capture our attention and enhance our neural processing, and we think that evolutionarily this developed to help facilitate caregiver bonds with the infant. Now, we know that facial malformations like cleft lip and palate severely impact the caregiver bond development between the infant and that caregiver. So there's a lot of negative repercussions for these infants who are born this way. In addition to recording eye tracking and EEG responses, we also had participants rate these infant faces on their cuteness from a scale of 0 to 5. And sadly, what we see here is in this green box plot above me, we see that cleft lip and palate infants are rated as severely less cute as compared to their healthy counterparts. And for eye tracking, we looked at two measures. So first, we looked at the time to first fixation. So how quickly did that infant face capture your attention? And we also looked at duration of first fixation. So once captured, how long did that infant face actually hold your attention at both the eyes and the mouth region of the face? Now, unfortunately, what we found here is that infants with cleft lip and palate actually draw attention much quicker and hold attention longer at the mouth region of the face at the expense of the eyes. Now, without getting too deep into these neural results, we looked at 3 different parts of the brain involved in facial processing. And what we find is that infant faces with cleft lip and palate are processed as atypical infant faces. So meaning that they're not processed as a typical infant face. And we also see that the configural processing, so processing the face as features like eyes and a mouth and a nose as compared to a whole face, is actually taking more neural energy for these infants with cleft lip and palate as compared to their healthy counterparts. Now, we also see that the pulling on the heartstrings, so the emotional salience of these faces is stronger for infants with cleft lip and palate as compared to healthy infant faces. These results tell us that infants with cleft lip and palate are processed differently on a neural and a visual level as compared to infants without a facial malformation. And this could really help to explain why we see negative repercussions in infant caregiver and infant mother interactions throughout their development. All right, thanks for letting me tell you about the very first project I was a part of, and actually the very first paper I'm a published author on as well. I'm excited to tell you about more current research endeavors. This was during my master's time, my undergrad and master's, and moving forward, I'll be telling you more about this PhD work that I've been working on. So hang in there, we will get there soon.